Gather around the old Victrola kiddies, because it's time for another episode of the Barry, Rich, and Lisa radio program. 1, 2, 3.
Hi, this is the Barry, Rich, and Lisa show, and I can hear myself.
Wow.
Yeah. Do you have any...
Is this the first time you've heard yourself?
Claritin or Zyrtec?
No.
I think I'm allergic to you guys. It's finally happened. 80 episodes.
We always thought you were a mouth breather. It's okay.
I breathe through my mouth very often, especially when I'm talking. I don't think you breathe through your nose while you talk. Try it. See, you can't do it. You always breathe through your mouth when you talk.
Wow.
Well, anyway, we need doctors for all these allergies.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Yes, this is the news we choose, and right off the top, it's California.
Oh, California's in the news.
And we're having a little trouble with our Obamacare, a.k.a. ACA.
A.k.a.
CIA.
Y-O-K.
BYOB.
F-O-I.
Yeah.
F-Y-O.
They have this online directory of doctors. However, if you're looking for an ophthalmologist, you just might get an obstetrician.
I'm a pessimologist.
Obstetrician?
Obstetrician. A baby guy.
And she has a child.
Uh-huh.
Well, he's 30.
And if you speak Russian or Farsi, you might get a doctor that speaks Spanish. It's little things like that.
I don't speak Russian. I speak real slow.
Yes, well, it's, what the Republicans have failed to do, the administration might do on its own.
Pretty much accomplished it. They've had 95,000 applications, but they're not owning up to how many people have actually been able to complete.
I heard in Florida there was 5.
Well, they have to, December 14th to pre-register for a January 1st start date. I don't think they're going to make it.
Just a little bit of a problem. They have the same expertise as the DMV, apparently. Even the doctors, they're supposed to opt out if they don't want to be included in an exchange, but some doctors have actually ended up signing up without knowing it because they didn't know they could opt out.
Well, if doctors can opt out, isn't the doctors are not required then to be under Obamacare?
No, just us.
Oh.
And
Are we doctors? What
no, just the regular run-of-the-mill public.
Yeah.
Oh, well, what about the doctors again?
Well, they can opt out of certain exchanges.
Oh, I see.
But if they don't opt out, then they're in. They don't realize it.
Wow.
So it's a mess.
In other words, nobody knows what's going on.
Not a thing.
Wow.
My parents, my 99-year-old father and 94-year-old mother, their premiums have just quadrupled.
Quadrupled?
Quadrupled, yes.
Oh, gosh.
Wow.
Mine went down.
Did?
I'm with Blue Shield, yeah, and mine went down because I have Metamucil, Medicare.
Metamucil. Could I have something to make clear this?
Lydia stayed exactly the same. Did yours go up or down?
Well, so far I'm not affected. So far I'm still
infected.
I am infected with all my pre-existing conditions like blondness and shortness. And
I don't know yet. We haven't got word at Versatape Central.
Oh, okay.
That's Rich's company for people who don't know. So if you want a versatile tape, you can go to Versatape.
Yes, we got a memo that says, hold on to your seats.
It's gonna be ugly.
Oh, anything exciting about that? That's, here you won't be able to communicate with your doctor, but now they're your doctor and they have to take care of you.
Oh, except that some of the plans like Blue Shield. Blue Shield is not one of them, so forgive me, Blue Shield, but they're dumping half their doctors.
Jeez.
So you can have coverage. I'm going to cough.
We need mechanics.
See, I'm already sick.
Yeah.
Here, Rich, blow your nose. It'll be great.
Oh, thank you.
There we go.
Wonderful radio. Yeah.
As we're signing up for Obamacare. Hurry.
We're fading past. So, what were you saying then?
I don't know.
Okay, good.
It just blows up like the dry ice bombs at LAX. What the heck was that about?
They had dry ice bombs. That's right.
Oh,
some prankster, right? Was it
an employee? I think he works in food services or something, and they use dry ice.
Yeah.
to keep things cold.
Yeah.
So, but what they've been doing till now is when they're done with it, they just throw it away.
Well, because no one's going to do anything with it.
No,
it's neat stuff. It's fun for Halloween.
It is fun.
Yes.
So what happened? I didn't hear.
Well,
this guy's making bombs out of him with shrapnel, for Pete's sake, because he thought it was funny.
Ooh.
Isn't Isn't that a sense of humor?
Did they throw him in the caboose?
Yes. All you need is a 2-liter empty bottle. I'm not going to give you any more information.
Well,
Yeah, please.
don't give people.
But I mean, it's very easy to do to make a dry ice bomb.
well, they don't really do anything, do they?
Oh,
unless
yeah.
you're close enough.
No, they killed. One killed a person.
Oh, I
because-
thought it was just a joke.
Well, he thought it was. No, if it's close enough and it explodes and it has shrapnel, in it, this poor guy's throat, was it a
Oh,
woman or
my
a man?
gosh.
Throat got slit.
And the shrapnel was
Died.
plastic. I mean, it's just the 2-liter bottle.
Why did he make this? Just to.
He
It was
really-
a joke.
It was a
It
joke.
was a
He really
joke.
thought it was funny. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But the police consider it a pipe bomb. 2 of them exploded and one they found fizzing.
Fizzing, huh?
Yeah.
You remember fizzies?
Oh, sure.
Yes.
Yes, you pop
It was
them in a little
horrible stuff.
Yeah, it tasted pretty
Oh, it was
bad. But
fun.
But did you ever put one in your mouth and let it and just suck on it? Instead
Yeah,
of
is
putting
that
it-
what you're
you
supposed
did?
to do?
No, you're supposed to put it in water.
Oh, maybe I'm thinking of Pop Rocks.
That explains a lot about Barry.
Oh.
It fizzied.
And then fizz, oh, what a relief it is. What was
Plop,
that?
plop, fizz, fizz.
That was
Alka-Seltzer.
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 I can't believe I ate the whole thing.
That was a famous commercial for you youngsters out there. They don't have things
Wasn't it
like
a
that anymore.
pepperoni pizza or something?
It was a
like that?
meatball.
A meatball,
Meatballs,
pizza.
like
That
that.
was it.
He was doing a commercial
That's-
about spaghetti, and he kept having to cut, do again, do again.
What? That's a spicy meatball.
That was it.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
this was not funny.
No.
No, and who knows what's going to happen to this guy? And you know what? This is under my brother's watch because he's one
That's
of the
right.
heads of the LA airport.
That's right.
Yeah, so we'll find the inside dope.
Now I'm going to sneeze. What's going on today?
I'm telling you, we're just getting ready for Obamacare.
But does anybody know where dry?
Let me cough. Wait, and then you blow your nose, and we'll make music.
Well, why don't we try to do it together? You know.
Okay, one,
harmonize.
two, three. Welcome to the sick ward.
Yes, thank you very much.
That's right. We were in the mental ward for weeks. Now they've moved.
Yeah, I think we've upgraded. Yeah,
But does anybody know what in the heck dry ice is?
it's ice that's really, really cold and dry.
Desiccated water.
Desiccated?
Dry ice. Really cold, desiccated water.
No, it's different than regular water.
It's CO something.
yeah. Oh, that's what it is. It's frozen CO2, isn't it?
And do you know what CO2? We're showing our ignorance here on the
Yeah, CO2, it's-
We're not scientists
It's
here.
two
Rockin'.
CO1s stuck
It's-
together. That's,
It's carbon dioxide, frozen carbon dioxide.
That's two.
and that's what we breathe out.
And the
Two
French,
mints in one.
the French invented it in 1835.
CO2? We've been breathing that for 20 million years. What are you talking about?
It's causing global warming. But can you use dry ice to cause global warming?
I don't know.
Anyway, it was invented in 1835 in France, and they didn't know what to do with it, so it sat around for 60 years.
Yeah.
The British, hey, they finally figured out something to do with it.
What did they do with it?
Huh? You know what they did with it?
What they
would
do
they do
with
with
it?
it?
It removes warts.
What, CO2?
CO2. They got made to fashion a little bit pointy thing. They called it a pencil of dry ice, and they put it on the wart for like a few seconds, and a week later the wart falls off.
What happens? Do they?
Along with your finger, yes.
Yeah. Well, no. So was it a needle that they stuck into the thing?
No, it's just very, very cold, and so it
Just frozen it off.
it froze.
Frozen it off. Yes, it did. Frozen it off.
It frozen it up, and it has twice as the power of regular coolness. of
Twice the power of regular.
And people, you know what? The British guy was trying to cool his whiskey, and so he was throwing dry ice into his whiskey, and that's what he wanted.
But you can't. It's poisonous. Isn't
No,
it?
it's not. Just don't eat it.
Don't lick it.
Oh.
Well, if it's don't lick it.
No,
It sticks to
lick
your
it.
tongue. That's
Your
right.
carbonated beverages. Carbonated carbon, CO2. Carbonated beverages, as you inject carbon dioxide into the.
Well,
into
why
the drink.
could you if you were covered with warts? Could you just drink it and then just?
It doesn't work from the inside
Oh,
out,
it doesn't work.
as far as I know.
Have
What
you ever-
dragons have always done,
But now-
carbon dioxide.
That's more stuff than you've ever wanted to know about dry ice.
But you know that plants breathe carbon dioxide? That's how they live.
I'm going to try that.
We
And
have
then
a
they release oxygen.
We have a symbiotic relationship with plants.
Symbiotic.
Isn't that-
Symbiotic.
that's
Hold
the
on.
one.
Speaking of that,
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Oh, you went out of turn. It was my turn.
I hope people don't think those are special effects. No,
No,
we
we're really doing this.
And this is the truth of dry ice.
Okay.
Oh,
well,
we're done
speaking about not knowing what to do with things,
Yeah.
well, see, they accidentally discovered polytetrafluoroethylene resin.
They'd accidentally discovered
On their shirts.
Roy J. Plunkett. Yeah. He was,
Roy J. Plunkett?
Yes.
Oh.
He was, his lab assistant accidentally cracked the valve on a bottle of Freon gas they were testing, and there was this residue, and they didn't know what to do with it, so it got assigned to a man who died this week. How's that for a roundabout introduction of an
good
obit?
old Malcolm.
Malcolm Renfrew died at 103.
From what?
Old
Does it matter?
He was at DuPont, and they were given the task of figuring out what to do with polytetrafluoroethylene resin.
Yeah.
I just like saying that.
I know you do.
I like that
You
name
light
better
up like
than the,
you light up like a candle
I
when
do.
you say it.
I wish they'd use that name instead of the name they came up with.
And what was that?
Teflon.
Oh.
Yeah, so he didn't discover it, but he figured out what to do with it, and it was not a frying pan.
No?
He said he never would have come up with that one.
Well,
But-
what did he do with
He
it?
put it on Bill Clinton. Remember, he was the Teflon president. That's
Oh,
what.
that was Reagan.
No.
Oh, that was Clinton.
It was Clinton.
Nothing stuck.
Oh, I thought that was Reagan. Reagan.
Reagan.
Joe Rogan.
Okay.
So what he did with it, actually, they were told by, he was told by his superiors, it was something that was going to determine the outcome of World War II. What he didn't realize is that it was something that they were using in connection with the atomic bomb.
Teflon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did the Teflon connect to the atomic bomb?
Well, I do know that.
You would, yes.
Yeah.
What do you know? What do you know?
Well, they coated the valves and the seals, not the real seals, but seals.
I like my Teflon.
on the pipes that had the chemicals necessary to enrich uranium-235. Pardon me.
He is so smart. Now, if he just didn't sneeze, he'd be perfect.
Oh, man.
Yes. So it had a use in the bomb.
Wow.
Yes.
Now, how did they get from there to frying eggs in it?
Well, they didn't need the bombs anymore.
Now what are we going to do? They also used it in dental repairs, and it's used to protect cars and boats and fabric and eyeglass lenses, space shuttles,
Wow.
seals.
Seals, yeah.
Seals.
That's pretty neat.
Seals.
This guy was such a cutie, though. Renfrew liked to paint watercolors, and he played trombone in the University of Idaho's non-marching pep band. I think that's so cute.
There was no Teflon used in the non-marching
The
band.
band. Wow, well, that's really...
So that's our death advertisement for the day.
I liked it. It was very nice.
That's right. Can we take a short break?
Yes, let's take a very short break, and we'll be right back with the Barry, Rich, and Lisa show.
And Lisa. And Lisa. Welcome back to the Barry, Rich, and Lisa show. This is the News We Choose Part 2, and I have to thank Richard sitting over there. Richard.
Ooh.
That'd be me.
Yeah.
That's when he's in trouble. No, he's not in trouble. Actually, this is a thank you.
Yeah.
Because last week, and for those of you who might have listened last week, this will have some continuity. I talked about the horrible plight of the wonderful animal known as the elephant, the way it's being poached. But Rich gave me some good news.
Yay!
Yay, good
Yay.
news.
I'm not leaving. Was that the good news?
But your raise has been denied. However, the International Fund for Animal Welfare has been running a campaign for 3 years in Chinese cities trying to raise awareness of what's going on. Because, believe it or not, 70% of people in China thought that the elephant's tusks just fell out like teeth.
Oh,
fall off.
like your baby teeth.
They didn't
Wow,
realize that
70%.
Yep.
Do they think the
That's
world
a lot
is
of
flat
people.
over there too? Or?
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
a lot of people.
So now that they're understanding that, maybe 30,000 elephants won't be slaughtered every year.
That's really
for their
that is a
ivory.
good thing. You know, education and facts really can change things in this world if people will listen.
I
to
never
them.
let it get in my way.
You know, facts never get in your way. No,
But
no.
that was a good, that was a very, very, very.
That's great.
Very good.
So, how is the Chinese government actually taking steps to promote
Well,
this?
people are not buying it. I don't know if the government's stepping in or not, but people are going, wait a minute. We won't. So that's very
That's
good
great.
news.
That's
Maybe
great.
they could use Teflon instead.
Yes, yeah, Teflon tusks. Just paint them white, and you could fry eggs on them. Wow.
And also from last week, another follow-up story.
Oh, wow, that's two.
Well, maybe it was a week before, but OJ, remember he was hiding cookies under his shirt?
Yes. He was sticking cookies under his shirt, and he got caught. And yes, and what happened in there?
Well, the cookie continues to crumble.
He found the Lord.
He found the Lord after he stole the cookies.
I guess.
That was enough. If murdering people wasn't enough, but stealing cookies is where he took.
And now he's seen the light.
He is.
Holy
Really?
safari.
Wow.
He's not going to become an evangelist.
No.
He's going to become a tele-evangelist. Jump right to the top.
Oh my God!
And he's
Jason.
got people in the business ready to promote him once he gets at it.
Yeah. And the show really is called Holy Safari.
What's a safari have to
I
do with
don't
it?
know.
I would have said holy moly.
Wow.
Holy
Yeah.
cookie.
So when does he get out of jail? So
Well,
are
he's
they
not-
going to film this in his jail?
He's not supposed to get out till 2017, but they're thinking of granting him an appeal for some of the things about his original trial, and the judge will probably let him out during the appeal.
Oh my!
So-
That show is—I can't wait for that one.
Apparently, he already converted his racist cellmate. That's what he claims.
Yes, his supremacist white guy
There was a supremacist white guy, and he
Yeah.
converted him to
the faith. Of course, a lot of those guys were sort of crazy Christians anyway, and I don't mean that pejoratively because
Does it give the Lord a bad name when people like OJ start hanging there?
You think?
You think, yes. Now, it'd be nice if he had actually if he's found the faith in reality, and that's a possibility. But we have,
You think he'll confess to more than? Do you think he'll actually confess? If somebody is found innocent of murder, and then 20 years later they confess that they did it, doesn't matter. They
Doesn't
can't.
matter.
it's double jeopardy. Can't be tried twice.
Wow.
Yeah. I saw Alan
Don't get any
Dershowitz.
ideas. What?
Alan Dershowitz was on. He's got a new book out about OJ's trial, and he said, we didn't win the case. He said, they lost. He said, because the police planted the blood on the socks, and it was proven that it was not human blood. It had a chemical in it that was only fake blood,
Wow.
not found in human blood. And he said, they lost it. And he said, OJ... They said, did he ever tell you whether he did or not? He said he didn't do it. He said, I have my own belief based on the evidence.
And he's
But-
still looking for the guys. The reason they lost it was because the district attorney who was in charge of the case had a heart attack on the first day of the trial. His name was Hughes. And Hodges, his name was Hodges. And he had a heart attack. And then Chris Darden and Marcia Clark,
yeah.
they thought, well, hey, we can do it. They were the assistants.
Right.
Oh, I never knew that. part of that.
Yes, they
Wow.
were the assistants.
Huh.
He said, Dershowitz said at the end of the trial, he went over to OJ and said, okay, you're a free man. Go away. Nobody ever wants to see you again, ever. And he says, what does he do? He goes to Florida, and then he goes to Nevada. And he said, just
Do you know who one of
Run
his
away.
lawyers' last names was?
Cochran?
No,
Yeah.
that was one.
Yeah.
One that's kind of in the news.
No.
Kardashian.
Huh? Kardashians are a lawyer?
One of his friends.
Yeah, but is that of the Kardashians?
I believe so. I believe it's the father. He passed away.
Huh.
So
We
is
can
that
look
how
it
they
up
got
and not get back to you. But yeah,
How did they get their
Robert
wealth?
Kardashian was one of
That's right.
OJ's personal friends and one of his
lawyer.
legal team.
Is that how they got? How did the Kardashians get their wealth and their fame? You know?
Probably through him.
Wow.
Maybe OJ.
Yeah. Wow.
I don't know.
Well, that's a fascinating story.
Well, I thought you'd like that.
I did like that. I do look forward to the TV show.
Excuse me.
Oh,
Oh, no, here
it's
we
another
go
round
again.
of sneezing. Let's try to do it in rounds. You go first.
Wait a minute.
No, okay.
That doesn't
It's
sound like
flaming
a
out.
sneeze.
No, I'm sorry.
Oh, gee.
Okay, I'm back.
Yeah, it must be the studio here.
Okay.
You want a snack? I got a snack for you.
You do?
What do
Yeah.
you got? What'd you bring? Bring
Some
enough for
I
all
want
of us?
some- crunchy.
They're bite-sized.
Oh, good. Okay. Are they
When
high,
they're-
high in calories?
No, low in calories, major source of protein.
Okay.
And
Peanuts?
well, they're crunchy. They go good in, and they might go good in milk. We haven't tried it yet, but they make them in China.
Well, let's. There's a little bowl of them right here. Let me have one.
You go first.
Here, you can have mine.
Yeah, and mine.
These are delicious. I've never had anything so tasty and good for me. Tell me, what are these things? I've never seen.
You probably wouldn't have tried them except we dipped them in chocolate.
Oh, chocolate. Yeah, I know they're great. What
you
are
probably
they?
have some in your kitchen right now.
I might have some. Well, so what are they?
They're cockroaches. Speaking of China, they're not buying ivory maybe, but they are buying cockroaches.
Chocolate-covered cockroaches.
Yeah.
You can get them for $20 a pound. And you know how many cockroaches it takes to make a pound?
Is that a joke? How many cockroaches does it take to make a pound?
I don't know. Let's ask the doctor.
Dr. Lydia, how many cockroaches does it take to make a pound?
A lot.
A lot.
yeah.
Now, that comes from a
Doctor.
bona fide doctor, ladies and
yes.
gentlemen.
Yeah, but see, cockroaches are not my specialty.
She deals with low life.
Yeah.
What makes me laugh about this is the favorite cockroach that they like to grow,
Yeah.
the American cockroach.
Oh,
Seriously.
Are they juicier or something?
Well, they're longer and they can fly, which for some reason makes them desirable. I don't know.
Tastes like chicken.
They don't like the smaller wingless German cockroach. They want the American cockroach.
yes. It's
Anyway, the number one Chinese cockroach farmer's name is Wang Fuming.
I'm sure you're mispronouncing that.
WANGFUMING.
Wham Fuming.
Wang.
Wang
Oh,
Fu
Wang
Ming,
Fu.
not Fuming.
Wang Fuming.
And he says that apparently there are 6 farms populated by 10 million cockroaches.
Well, you don't really have to go to a farm. There are places downtown, that have. Are these specially grown cockroaches? Are they clean? Is that the idea?
No, there's just a lot of them, I think. Listen, they don't eat a lot. I mean, they eat anything. Rotting vegetables is good enough. A cockroach can literally live off the grease inside of a wristwatch. I mean, the old kind, not the digital ones.
But they can't tell time, can they?
How they do with iPhones. They had a real bad thing happen in China in the sense that there was a building that was housing a cockroach farm.
No.
I could see this coming.
And it was too close to some marshland. So the Chinese just sent in a wrecking crew. Demoed the
farm.
building.
They didn't know.
They didn't know.
Guess what? The cockroaches scattered.
They'd scattered.
Scattered everywhere.
Everywhere.
Well,
You got 10 million cockroaches.
I've been in a lot of Chinese restaurants that I think were growing cockroaches because
Yeah.
I saw them on the walls.
yes, as they're going to outlast us too. I mean, if we have the atomic war, the cockroaches will survive.
What's interesting about this is most countries have regulators, a government that oversees the dairy industry, oversees the hog farms, oversees. They really don't have anybody to oversee the insect industry. In fact, they quoted this guy in the agricultural ministry who says nobody knows who's in charge here.
Can you imagine being the Ministry of Cockroaches?
Ministry.
You put that on your resume. Is that a good thing?
If you're a member of Congress, maybe. I don't know.
Go ahead.
No, you first.
They also do beetles. Not like John Paul, George, and Ringo.
No, they're...
But the other kind. They have beetle farms there, too.
Wow.
But this might interest people in this room. They also have discovered they use it for medicinal purposes, and if they use pulverized cockroaches, they can treat baldness. You rub them on your head.
Why is that of interest to us?
I don't know. I just thought maybe eventually you guys might.
The guy said he made a spray of cockroaches and applied it to his scalp.
No, you have to rub them in your... Because that makes me laugh.
Oh.
Do you have to do it under a full moon,
Well, you spray it, then you rub it.
Wow. Is that like the hair club for men? Only Cockroach Club for men?
Well, they have said it works on AIDS and cancer and is a vitamin supplement. So I'd expect an infomercial probably in about a week. And remember, you heard it first here on the Barry, Rich, and Lisa show.
I'm not only the president of the Cockroach Hair Club for men, I'm also a member.
I'm a customer. Yeah.
And finally, Liu Husheng, head of the, well, I can't even say it, Shandong Insect Industry Association, besides eating them. He said, and I've lost it. Never mind.
I lost it years ago.
I've lost the story.
You think the thing at the end where
the facial mask. That's what it was.
Huh?
He said, I've been using it as a facial mask for years, and people say I haven't changed. But I'm not sure if that's a good thing.
I wonder what that was on your face there.
So he would spray the stuff on his
You
face.
still have cockroaches on your face. You haven't changed.
Oh, how nice.
He had a lunch with some people at a restaurant, and he was the only one who would nibble on the cockroaches. And nobody would, and he tried to encourage him. And after the lunch, on saying goodbye, he added this: "You will regret your whole life not trying them."
Well, they haven't died yet, but what do they look like? Do they look
Cockroaches?
like... I mean, well, I know...
Well, they're about anywhere from this big to this big.
I mean, no. The chocolate-covered ones, can you tell they're cockroaches, or are the little legs chopped off and they just look like a Reese's peanut butter cup or something?
They probably don't have pictures of cockroaches on the bags.
But I mean, you don't. I guess I'm saying do they retain the shape of the cockroach body, or do they disguise?
Depends how much chocolate you put on them. If you put them in a mold, you could have a little flour chocolate that has a cockroach in the middle. I was looking for recipes.
Oh, you were?
There's such a thing as oven-baked tarantula and chocolate-covered silkworm pupae. But I did find a recipe for banana worm bread, if anyone's interested. 1/2 cup shortening, 3/4 cup sugar, 2 bananas, 2 cups flour, 1 teaspoon soda, 1 teaspoon salt, 1/2 cup chopped nuts, 2 eggs, and 1/4 cup dry roasted army worms. And you mix it all together, baked in a greased loaf pan for an hour.
Yes,
these things are not kosher. I think the Jews had a good. They realized that 4,000 years later, people be eating cockroaches, and then no, not my people. No, we're not going to be eating.
We're not going to do that.
You answer to a higher authority.
That's right.
They're kosher cockroaches, maybe.
Well, the rabbi would have to bless them, each one at a time.
You, next. Yeah, waddle over here.
Well, I will put this recipe up on our site for those who want.
That would be great. We could do that.
Great.
We could do that.
Banana worm bread.
Yeah, I like that.
Whoa.
that.
Okay.
I need to think about that. Let's digest for a minute.
All right.
Take a break, and
All
we'll
right.
come back and we'll talk about the beautiful people of Santa Monica.
Yes.
And Lisa. And Lisa.
And we're back, the Barry, Rich, and Lisa show. And what do we got coming up? Something about Santa Monica here out in California, eh?
Well, yeah, they've got a park down there where you can see the ocean from the park.
Yeah.
Except you can't see it through all the people exercising.
Exercising?
Yeah, because they have like 150 classes of exercising of people that have personal trainers and also group trainers, and they say, "Ooh, it's such a nice day. Let's go over and do it at Palisades Park."
Yeah.
So they're meeting up and exercising at Palisades Park, and it's angering some of the people who go to the park, for picnics, and there's no room at the park.
Because all these people are exercising.
Oh, a lot. Last year, they counted 73 group fitness classes and 74 private classes being held in the park.
And no permits are needed. People just show up and do it. Is that what they're doing?
Well, now they are.
Yeah, yes. The government has found a way to make money off of this.
Wow, what a concept.
Yes, amazing.
They're regulating it.
Oh, so now you have to get a permit to have a class.
They said it was starting to look like a 24-hour fitness gym, including stroller strides, which was a class where the mothers push the kids across the park, and then they stop and they do vigorous bursts of cardio, and then they push the kids when they start crying.
Have you seen around town these people run with pushing their kids, 2, 3 kids and a big, running up a hill, down a hill? That's
My friend runs the LA Marathon, or did most every year, and when my son Alex was 6 months old, he wanted to push him around the 26 miles marathon in a
cart? Oh, in a thing?
Yeah.
That's a long time.
I said no. He actually ended up pushing a person in a wheelchair the 26
On purpose?
miles.
Yeah.
The 26 miles.
Right.
I said, well, how'd you do on hills?
He really did?
Oh,
push?
yeah. He pushed this person in a wheelchair 26 miles.
Wow. 26
He was in pretty good
miles
shape.
Across the sea.
I couldn't push him across the street.
All right. Yes.
So,
What?
So we have something special, yes?
What do we got?
well, let's just break into it.
Okay.
And now, it's time for Unrehearsed Theater.
Theater for the indiscriminating ear.
Welcome to Unrehearsed Theater, 5-minute mystery. See if you can solve the case before the end of the program.
Well, Alice, one more block and you'll behold the Brooks household.
2 whole years, Jim. It doesn't seem possible. It's been so long. You and Dorothy married, and with a place of your own.
Oh, it's true, all right. Only too bad you haven't taken advantage of the old Brooks hospitality sooner.
Well, here I am now, and I intend on having a perfectly wonderful time.
Now, here we are.
Oh, what a charming place this is.
Oh, Dorothy's probably on needles and pins and needles, waiting for me to get you here. Darling, it's Jim. Here's Alice.
Jim, look,
What? Where?
there on the living room floor. It's Dorothy, dead.
Mr. Brooks, I'm afraid you and Miss Manning will have to submit to some routine questions.
I'll be happy to help you in any way I can, Inspector.
Thank you, Miss Manning. Now, Mr. Brooks, while we're waiting for some information I phoned for, I want you to tell me exactly what happened this morning. Are you that upset?
There's nothing much to tell. Both my wife and I were quite excited, expecting Alice. That's Miss Manning here to visit us from Chicago. I was to wait until she called me at the office.
And you were there all morning?
Yes, until Miss Manning's train arrived and we came out here.
I had written Mrs. Brooks to tell her that I would call Jim at the office as soon as I arrived. The train was an hour late. Maybe if I had been here earlier, it may have prevented this.
Well, that remains to be seen. Apparently, Mrs. Brooks was sitting here in the chair, putting her red polish on her fingernails when she was shot from in her behind. She was shot from behind. The polish has spilled all over the carpet, and she was still holding the tiny brush in her hand. She might have recognized her attacker, and since she did not die instantly, she printed these 3 initials here on the floor with the polish. D-O-C.
What country are you from, Mr. Policeman?
I think it's Transylvania.
Yes, I don't know. I never knew. I came floating in a basket, and they picked me up in Santa Monica Pier, and I've been there ever since.
Wait a minute. D-O-C? I wish we could tell whose initials she was trying to reveal.
You're sure you don't know anyone whose name would fit in that?
Positive. I can't.
Gasp!
Yes, Miss Manning. Can you think of somebody with those initials?
Well, D-O-C spells Doc. That's Mr. Brooks' nickname.
Oh, it can't be.
Yes, Mr. Brooks.
I haven't been called Doc for over 2 years. It was a nickname I picked up in school. My wife didn't like the name and never used it. No one in New York even knows me by Doc. You've got to believe me, Inspector. It's the truth.
Well, we'll just see. Just a minute. Hello? Yes, Grady. Yes, I see.
Blah.
Well, it's sewed up. It's sewed up. It's sewed up anyway. Thanks. Hang up. Well, you both will be happy to know our little murder is solved.
Oh, it wasn't Doc after all.
No, Miss Manning, it wasn't Doc. I'm arresting you, Miss Manning, for the murder of Dorothy Brooks. Why did the inspector arrest Miss Manning for the murder of Mrs. Brooks? In a moment, we'll hear. But first, this? Rich, it's Tuesday. Are you busy?
You mean Taco Tuesday? Of course I'm busy. I'll be at the Pepper Tree Grill eating tacos on Tuesday.
They have a special on tacos on Tuesday nights?
Do they? Starting at 4 p.m., $1 buys you a chicken, steak, or chorizo taco. $2 buys you a fish taco, and $2.50 buys you a shrimp taco.
Really?
But wait, there's more. Corona's $2.50 a bottle, plus $4 Cuervo shots and $5 margaritas.
Olé!
Wow!
You ready, Richie? I brought your bib. Is Barry coming to Taco Tuesday?
I don't know. You got a bib for Barry?
No, but I got a drop clock that'll work.
Great! Hey, listen, I'll meet you there. By the way, where is there?
Well, the Pepper Tree Grill is at 322 West Sierra Madre Boulevard in Sierra Madre. Join us for Taco Tuesday. Oh, and mention you heard about it on Village Vine or the Barry, Rich, and Lisa radio show, and they will give you a free dessert or empanada, one per table. Call 626-355-8444 for more details.
And don't forget...
Forget what?
Taco Tuesdays at the Pepper Tree Grill! Olé!
And now, back to our story.
How dare you arrest me? I was still on the train.
Your train wasn't late, Miss Manning. The phone call just verified the fact.
Excuse me. Okay, go ahead.
You came out here, murdered Miss Brooks, returned to the station, and called Mr. Brooks to pick you up. That wasn't very nice, and it wasn't really what gave you away, though, Miss Manning. Too bad you didn't know Mr. Brooks was no longer called Doc when you printed those letters on the carpet. The next time you leave a name as a clue to throw suspicion, you better get the name right.
Darn it.
But of course, there won't be a next time, will there, Miss Manning? Join us again next time for another chance to solve a 5-minute mystery.
Unrehearsed theater.
Theater for the indiscriminating ear.
And Lisa. And Lisa.
Hi, and we're back after that wonderful theatrical thing.
Yeah.
But I'm going to turn it over to Lisa because she is much better looking than I am, even on radio.
Yep.
Well, the bar is set low. Oh, sorry. No, you guys are handsome dudes. I like you guys.
Except I need a drop cloth when I eat.
Apparently, I did not write the spot. Don't shoot the messenger.
I did.
Do you guys know who Banksy is?
No, I don't know who Banksy is.
Okay, he is a graffiti artist, and I do mean artist. I mean, his stuff is worth millions. Madonna has bought stuff of his, I believe Brad Pitt. He's an elusive character. He just, all of a sudden, one day, there will be this artwork on the sides of buildings. So everyone's always trying to find out who Banksy is. Well, he has done something that nobody expected him to do, and Rich is going to tell you about it.
Oh, this is really... really amazing. I don't know if it's because his closet was full. I don't know.
So many buildings in the closet.
Or, yeah, he got mad at his gallery, but he set up a stall in a Central Park, a selling stall, and was selling original paintings of his for $60 each.
Now, he didn't say, Banksy artwork or anything.
He just was like a local guy who was there incognito. And over the whole day, he sold 3 of them.
Wow.
And he had the paintings that he had, 3 dozen, were worth well over $1 million. And he was selling them for $60. 3 people purchased pieces. One of them wanted it for half.
And got him.
And got him.
Wow.
Yeah. So, thousands of dollars, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars. Now, he said he's not going to do that every week.
Yeah, well, now people are wise to it, and they'll be watching out for him.
They will be looking for him. I doubt that he'll go back. But it's just, it's kind of...
That was kind of fun,
He
made $400. Which reminds me of a couple years ago, Joshua Bell, the great violinist who plays Disney Hall and all over. He was down in the metro station, down at Subway, whatever, in New York for 45 minutes, and he played. And the only couple kids wanted to stop and listen. He got $32. He was playing a multi-million-dollar violin, playing some of the most difficult pieces ever written for violin, and he made $32. So, do we really know what's good and what's not?
It's the venue. It's the venue.
I can imagine some guys walking, hey, don't quit the day job, pal.
Yeah, not bad.
I would have said that about Banksy. Look, that's art.
So, if we didn't know that the Mona Lisa was a great painting by Da Vinci, would you find it in a flea market?
That's the thing. It's the venue and marketing. That's what makes people rich and successful. There's plenty of talented people that are living in the streets that have never got the marketing or the.
So Da Vinci's all about marketing?
Well.
Maybe. Really. Speaking of that, there's an anecdote about a garage sale. A guy bought a chassis for a Harley Davidson, and he wanted to get parts for it. And under the seat of the Harley Davidson is a serial number. So he called up Harley Davidson and I want to buy something. And they said, okay, what do you got? I'm not sure. He said, well, look at the serial number and tell us what it is. So the guy wrote it down and gave it to the guy on the phone at Harley Davidson. I'll be right back. And he was off for 5-7 minutes, comes back. What was that serial number again? Whatever, gave him the number, came back. I'm sorry, one more time, what was that serial number? He gave it to him, and now I don't know if this is an urban myth or not, but apparently the next day, Jay Leno gave the man hundreds of thousands of dollars for the bike because it was Elvis's. It was a Harley Davidson that Elvis had gotten from Harley Davidson. Wow. And it got lost over the years because Elvis gave a lot of stuff away.
So it could be an urban legend, but it's a great urban legend.
It is a great urban legend, but it's that sort of thing. You don't know what you got.
Well, like Van Gogh didn't.
Van Gogh.
Van Gogh, actually.
Van Gogh.
No, that is the correct pronunciation. Excuse me.
All these years I've been wrong.
Wait a minute. This is a Barry, Rich, and Lisa first. What?
Van Gogh.
Tell me.
That's the Jewish pronunciation. Van Gogh.
That is actually okay. You guys.
Okay, I want to hear it.
It is Van Gogh.
Van Gogh?
Uh-huh.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah.
She's serious.
What happened to Van Gogh?
He left.
He's gone.
Got up and went.
He's gone. Van Gogh is gone. Van Gogh. Now it's Van Gogh. Is there sort of like a Gogh?
Gogh.
Well, then
and
how
it's,
come?
And it's not
come,
Degas, it's Degas.
How come I've been on this planet for all these years? I've never heard it pronounced
You've lived
that
a
way.
sheltered life. That's why.
Is that
Because no one told you it was supposed to be good art.
It's like, you know how you pronounce Juan in traditional Spanish?
Juan?
Juan.
Juan.
Juan. Little H action.
You know, another one is that the thing, Forte. Did you know that's incorrect?
It would be fort.
It's fort.
Yeah.
It's your fort, but nobody ever says fort.
Because we think of guns coming through a hole in the wall when we say
That's
fort.
not my fort.
I don't.
That's not my fort. It's my tent, not my fort.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Well, where are my keys? Where
are your keys? How do you... I can never find my keys.
I know.
I wish there was some way to do... What?
Well, there's one way to do it.
How?
You can put a little device on your key, and then it's like a little remote thing, and then you push the remote, and it'll beep wherever your keys are.
But
Wait.
if the remote's on your keys,
No. No. The receiver.
Oh,
But then if you lose the transmitter to the remote,
he's ruining our story.
all right, never mind. I knew I
What's
should.
it called, Rich? Tell us.
All right, tell us.
What is it called?
What is what called?
It's called the Bluetooth 4.0 LE.
It's called the hone key, so you
That's
can
right.
hone
Well, I was-
in on your keys.
I was
Oh.
describing what it was.
Oh, all right.
Okay, so you push find, and your keys start to beep.
Oh, so I wasn't that far off.
So you were making that
Were you
up?
made that up?
No.
Oh. Well, then,
What did I say?
Van Gogh.
All right. Well, you tell your story because yours is better than mine.
Well, I can never find my phone, so it's useless for me.
Well,
It ought to work both ways.
Well, you can.
You have your keys, you click on the little clicker, and it tells
your
you where your
phone
phone
beeps.
is.
Well, you can call your phone, but you need a phone to call your
Oh,
phone.
well, that's the problem. I have
Yeah.
to run over to a friend's house and say, "Hey, call me so I can find my phone."
I use the home phone a lot to call
You need
my
to call
cell
your phone. Yes.
It's really embarrassing.
Everybody does that. I do that. I don't think it's not that embarrassing. Now, wearing a drop cloth when you eat, that's embarrassing.
I'm sorry, there are restaurants that insist on that when I go there. The hone works for 150 yards. Feet. 150 feet.
Yeah. You leave your keys at, down,
If you're 150 yards away, I'll never find it.
Well, it seems like it should work farther away. I mean,
Well,
I
no,
can't lose
how can
them.
it?
For those of you techno geeks, the hone takes a CR2032 battery.
Oh, good to know.
Those are those little round silver ones.
This is what makes our show so important and valuable.
Yeah, those little
CR2032
or a
battery.
button or a button battery. It's called a button battery. Little button, little
button
silver.
battery.
See, just like this. This little silver button.
But on battery.
I kept trying to put those on my sweater, and I couldn't figure out how you attached them.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Teflon.
But then my sweater beeps, so
No.
it doesn't work.
Well, it works for me.
Are we all bets are off, or did we arrive there a while ago and I didn't
I don't know where we are.
Well, a couple of those are hard to tell.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about Ashton Kutcher because
Yay, my favorite topic.
no,
Who's Ashton Kutcher?
I can never say his name. I have to read it every time. Ashton Kutcher. He should have changed it. He should have made it Joe Smith.
Yeah.
Ashton Kutcher.
Kutcher. Well, hey,
He must be important.
look at the amount of money he made last year. Joe Smith might not have made that much.
Let's see. Well, just because he's making $24 million.
Doing what? What is it?
2.5 Men. He replaced Charlie Sheen.
Oh, that guy.
He gets
Yeah,
paid
yeah.
for 2.5 Men.
Yeah. Well, he was less crazy to work with.
Yeah, for
so they
sure.
said, "We'll pay you $24 million if you
That's-
won't be Charlie Sheen."
That's what he gets a year?
Yeah, for the show. Yeah.
Whoa.
He got more for his TV show than he did for playing Steve Jobs.
Well, he does a better job. 2.5.
Ba-dum, bush.
Boom, yeah.
Ba-dum,
He is
bush.
the TV's highest paid actor.
Huh.
Yeah, 24 million.
And what's Charlie Sheen doing these days? Not
Yeah,
much.
does he still have his
I don't know.
series?
Who knows? Who cares?
Well, the numbers are way down without Charlie Sheen. believe
Oh,
it or not.
but they
Yeah.
still pay him that
Well,
much,
you
huh?
never know what he's going to do.
Wow. So have you seen him? Have you either one of you seen the show?
No,
I saw it once.
Yeah. Was
Half.
it- I have.
Half a show.
but I never watched it when Charlie Sheen was
Yeah,
on it either. But there were people who loved it.
I like John Cryer. John Cryer is a co-star. He doesn't make he only made 21 million.
Yeah, he's number 2.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
then the kid who was cute when he was little.
Did you know the guy that played what you talking about, Willis? You know that guy? What was his name?
Yes.
The little guy.
Rodney Pete, Rodney Dangerfield,
Coleman.
Rodney
Coleman.
Gary
Coleman.
Coleman.
That's what I said. Rodney Golden of Gary
You know
Coleman.
what he ended up doing? He's a security guard.
He's dead.
Oh, and he's
And
dead.
he's dead, yes.
But before he died, he was a security guard.
guard.
Isn't that sad?
It
Well,
is
it's-
sad.
when they're Webster, when they were little, they were cute.
Yeah.
And then they grow up to be older little people. And it's,
Yeah.
until
But I
the
guess he
remake-
didn't manage his money very well or something, Gary Coleman.
When the remake of Wizard of Oz comes out, they'll be good. Ashton Kutcher did a movie here in Sierra Madre called "Dude, Where's My Car?"
That was made in Sierra Madre or part of it, huh?
A
Really?
good part of it. Shot. Actually, they were going to shoot it in Beantown. It's either vice versa. They were going to shoot a major scene in Beantown, but they did it in Starbucks.
Oh.
Or they were going to do it in Starbucks. They did it in Beantown.
Oh.
They look totally different. I mean, a Starbucks is a Starbucks, but Beantown, has character.
Yes. So I don't. Well, if I wanted to sit through that movie, there have been some clunkers made here in Sierra Madre.
Drowning Miss Mona with Danny DeVito.
It's just
and
Drowning
Bette
Mona.
Drowning Mona.
Driving Miss Daisy. Drowning Miss Mona. Same movie.
And I can't believe this movie was filmed in Sierra Madre, a major part of it, and I can't believe they kept the name of the movie, because the working title, to me, could have been used as a description of people who went in to see the movie. And the title of the movie was Kicking and Screaming.
Oh, that's the one that was filmed in Beantown.
That was the Beantown one.
Yeah.
And that was, I thought, the reviewers, movie reviewers, so what'd you think of the movie? I said, well, about halfway through, I was kicking and screaming. Get me out of here.
We've been dissing Ashton Kutcher, but I have to say was it People's Choice? One of the awards, teen or something. And he got up and gave a wonderful speech telling kids to get out there and work. And you know what? Sitting next to you now, my nose is running.
I know. I'm sorry.
Is yours running yet, Barry?
No.
Well, there it goes.
It's on a slow trot.
I'm just kicking and screaming.
Shoot. Okay, number 3 on the highest paid actors list, Ray Romano.
No, he's...
Yes.
Oh, yeah, but because there's 2 guys tied for second.
Yes, John Cryer and
Angus.
somebody else.
Angus Jones, the kid.
I don't know. I don't watch TV of these shows, so I don't know who any of these people are.
Oh, no, wait a minute. I'm wrong.
yeah.
I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I'm wrong. Angus came in 7th. He was really down the list. He only made 11 million. I'm sorry, Angus.
Amazing.
What are the guys on NCIS, the number 1 TV show?
Well,
Mike?
we're
Are
going to
they-
get to that.
Yeah, they're on the list. Yeah,
All right.
tying for 4th. Mark Harmon and Neil Patrick Harris.
And they're, what do they make?
Mark Harmon, NCIS.
Yeah.
And Neil Patrick Harris, How I Met Your Mother.
How at $15 million.
Yeah, that's it. That's all he makes.
Neil Patrick Harris, of course, God, with all the award shows he does, it seems to me, and How I Met Your Mother, I can't believe he doesn't make. Maybe they didn't add all that in.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, he did one of the voices in the Smurfs too.
I didn't see that.
Nobody did. Actually, he made $70 million in America and $250 million in overseas.
Yeah. Well, I'll never make that much money, but then again, I wear a drop cloth, and no one else.
I wear a bib.
Okay, let's see. Speaking of money,
No.
when you ask somebody to marry you and it doesn't work out, you just keep that ring as a sentimental. Oh, wait, no, you don't. Not if you're Chris Humphries. You auction off Kim Kardashian's engagement ring.
Whoa.
They actually were married for 72 days.
That's right.
Yeah.
72, 15 glorious, happy days.
Well, that's a slap in the face when you auction off the ring you give to your beloved one.
And it was supposed to be worth $2 million, and he got $620,000 for it.
What was used? How about the married couple that say, we've been happily married for 3 years? It was the 2nd and 7th.
I figured Kim Kardashian had to buy milk 3 times during her marriage. Don't you figure?
Huh? She had to ran to 7-Eleven to get some milk.
Yeah, 72 days, milk lasts,
Yeah.
But it's like if you have a car and it runs out of gas, you get a new car. Well, they ran out of gas, so they just got divorced and got a new.
Yeah.
That's it. I had it.
When you're too wealthy, all values, everything is just topsy turvy. It's actually a curse to be that wealthy. It really is. You wouldn't think so. I'd rather be.
I wouldn't know.
Well, I know, but I would think I would rather be super poor than super wealthy. Believe it or not.
I agree.
There's going to be an opening for a 3rd member of the Barry Rich and Lisa. Well, no wonder. It's Barry's holding us back.
But if wealth comes my way, I'll find a way to use it.
Yeah, we're going to have to. We're working hard to make sure you're not super poor.
We want you to take one for the team.
I want to help you. Can I borrow $100?
Yeah, sure. That'll do
We'll
it.
keep you super poor.
Oh, that'll help.
Hey, the lawyers negotiate the Barry Rich and Lisa deal. That he said it.
Yeah.
We're insured to be poor. Okay, I can tell you why you're poor. Rich, you don't have this story. I was going to make a copy for you, but I forgot. So never mind. My story.
Okay.
Okay, did you know that what's more important in finding out if you're going to be rich is not so much where you go to school, it's what you major in.
Okay.
Seriously. Okay, so, and they have the stats to prove it. Okay, majors with the highest earnings. petroleum engineering, pharmacy sciences, mathematics, computer science. Now, when I get to one that you guys had as a major, just let me know.
Okay.
Aerospace engineering, chemical engineering. I'm sensing a trend here. Electrical engineering.
Engineers.
Marine engineering, mechanical engineering.
Train engineer.
Metallurgical engineering, mining and mineral engineering. Okay, majors with the lowest earnings. Let me know when I get to one that you recognize. Health, medical preparatory programs, visual and performing arts.
I'm close to that one.
Communication disorders.
I'm very close to that one.
Communication disorder. That's a major.
Yes.
I'm. What do they call that? Autodidact? No, what is it? Self-taught.
Yeah, self-taught, audited. No, whatever.
See, you can tell we're self-taught. We can't use the big words. Okay, drama and theater arts.
Yeah.
Social work. Theological and religious vocations and counseling psychology.
But these are honorable things.
That's why they don't make money.
They make money.
Yeah,
Isn't
being
that-
a teacher, there's another one.
Yeah. Mine's radio. Did you know my degree's in radio, television?
I never would have guessed that.
Have you ever used it?
No, any day now I'm going to be kicking in.
You got to get into radio.
I was music
Yeah.
and then theater. Yeah.
My major was to become a general. It was called General Ed. But my name wasn't Ed.
Well, if I had a choice, I would have been a doctor. I think I would have been a great surgeon because I have good mind-hand dexterity.
That's your genealogy coming out. Going to be a doctor.
Really?
Doctor,
Yeah.
my son's a doctor.
A nice Jewish doctor. Yeah, that's what I should have been. That's
I
what
would go back. If I were to go back, I would be a history major. What about you? That makes a lot of money, too.
Yeah, boy, that's me. What would I'd go into be a millionaire.
You should never. Your goal should never be to make money.
Oh,
your goal should always be.
I'm here.
The promised land.
I've arrived.
But no, your goal should be something that you enjoy the process of doing, and then if you make money, it's a bonus on top of that.
But eating M&Ms wasn't on the list.
It's hard to get those classes, They fill up so quickly.
Peanuts are plain,
101.
And now they have M&M pretzels. They've had those for a few
It's
years.
hard to stick the M&Ms on there.
By the way, you jest on that, but I'll tell you something. M&M, it's a top secret how they put the M on the M&Ms.
I thought they were W's.
Well, that you got a defective bag, But no, I actually called M&M. I did a story on this when I was writing, and I said, "How do you get the little M on each individual one so it's centered?" And they said, "We can't tell you. It's a top secret. It's a
We'd
trade."
have to kill you. It involves Teflon and cockroaches.
Yes.
Seriously.
Yeah. No. Seriously. It's a company. It's a trade secret. How
Well,
they
they have little cradles for the M&Ms.
But think about it. I mean, they're rolling
whap,
around.
whap,
Well, what about?
whap.
I could see the M&M, the straight M&M. What about the peanut?
It's a little people letter.
The little
Calligraphy.
the M&M peanut is oddly shaped. It doesn't really fit that well into a thing.
That's right.
And so how do you? And they get the M out on that one too. I mean, is it? You couldn't stamp it, but you'd crush the M&M.
Well, it's true. I've never seen one off center.
That's right.
Ever.
You see? Oh. It's amazing. So think about that.
It is.
One of the great mysteries of life. You're thinking about what?
Well, see, I thought I was kidding. It's an actual major.
What, M&Ms?
Yeah, M&Ms. Eating M&Ms.
And speaking of major, we're majorly running out of time, so we've got to wrap
segue.
something up. We have to wrap
Let's
something
wrap Lisa up.
Yeah.
In a drop cloth. Barry's drop cloth.
Barry's drop
And we'll
cloth.
eat W&Ws.
W&Ws, yes. And Mr. Peanut had his monocle on the wrong side at one point, and I wrote to the company, and they promised that the monocle would always be on the proper eye from here on out.
Which is the proper eye?
The right eye. but I actually saw a picture of him.
Well, of
with
course,
him.
it's the right eye. It's either the right or the wrong eye. Which eye is it?
No, but it's the right eye.
Oh.
Who's on first anyway? So anyway.
We're out of here.
Yes, I guess we're out of here. Yes, we're out of here.
Have a wonderful life.
Yeah.
Or week, whichever comes first.
And listen to the Barry, Rich, and Lisa show over and over again.
At Barry Rich Lisa's the Twitter handle.
The Twitter, at Very Rich Lisa. And don't forget to visit our website, BarryRichLisa.com, for past shows, and
Spreaker.com.
Spreaker. Follow us on Spreaker. You're listening on Spreaker right now, most likely, so
Or
push
not.
the little follow button. And once again, this week's magic word is Chinook. Chinook. If you write Chinook on a postcard and write to the Barry, Rich, and Lisa Show, Post Office Box 1301, Sierra Madre, California, 91025, we'll send you an autographed copy of ourselves written on a piece of notebook paper. Thanks a lot for joining us. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.